next question. Right, this has to do with vertical projectile motions. The velocity versus time sketch graph below is for the motion of a ball that is projected vertically upward from the top of the building. So I'll start by making my own drawing. I have a building that has the height h, and this will be my ground. Let me explain what's going on. This is you, the grade 12 learner. You are standing on top of a building, then you project what? A ball vertically upwards. So it will move up, it reach a maximum height, then it comes back down to the ground. But now, there's something that we need to note. What happens when the ball hits the ground? It's going to bounce back. But it won't bounce back to that maximum height. No, it will bounce back and reach another new height, which is lower than that one. It will keep on bouncing until it stays like at rest, stationary. So guys, let's look at this graph. They say that this is projected from the top of the building, and this is my max. I know that at max v, it's equal to 0 meters per second. Let's write that well, because this is important. The max, at max, the velocity is 0. At max, the velocity is 0 meters per second. So now the question says the ball reached its greatest height above the ground. Which one is the greatest height? Which one is the greatest height? We need to check the greatest one. Is this one. It should be above the building. You see, above the building, this is my greatest height. So now they say at a certain time, which point on the graph corresponds to this greatest height? You need to be like very good when it comes to this, because we know that, okay, the ball will go up the moment that you project something up. The moment that you project something up, the more it goes up, it reduces in velocity until it reaches what? The maximum of 0. So can you see that it will start here and move down, and then it reaches the maximum of 0. So the velocity here is 0. Why? Because this line here, you see this line where there's arrow, it's our point reference. Our point reference. Right. So at the point reference, the velocity is 0. So now we know that this point Q is our max height. So now they say which point corresponds to this greatest height is just Q. So the correct answer will be B. So now what happens to the ball? The ball, the more it moves up. So this tells you that we take up as positive. So this graph, when they draw, they considered up as positive. So then this part here, it's when it's going up. Then you see this part here. Because now I'm already explaining in case you do calculations. So this part here, it's what? It's negative. So this is positive because the ball is moving up. This is negative because the ball is moving down. And we have up as positive. Why? It reaches 0, then it starts moving back. So I'm going to name this on my graph. This is point P. Okay, let's use a different marker so that you guys can do it. See, now I get too much excited. Now I'm explaining a lot of things on this 1.3 question. But this is going to help you there. So now this is P, point P. It moves up to point Q. Then it will come back to the same, it will pass through that same height and move what? Then it's going to hit the ground with a certain velocity. And when it hits the ground, this will be my point R. Then if that's point R, the ball will start moving up. So this tells you that this part here, we said that this part here is positive, and this part here, it will be negative because it's moving downward. Then it will start going up with positive. So this is where it's going to start going up. So what I need you to understand is that this point here and that point here is the ground, and this one is also the ground. Right. So it will hit the ground, reach another max. Why do we say this is max? Because the max will be at what? So this is from this will be s. Why? Because at x the velocity is 0. This tells you that this one is at maximum, then it will come back down. I hope this makes sense. Now, but the most important thing is for you to understand how we got b.